Good afternoon and welcome. Today is going to be a good day. That's how I always start. Welcome to the Think Mint Nigeria live session. Yes, this is where we are adding value to lives. Value is the name of the game today. Today, we're going to be giving you information that you need to know. We're going to be opening your mind to a world of insight. So if you're there, if you're joining us right now, I want you to stay tuned. You could tell a friend to tell a friend that we're here and we're moving forward, making progress, doing great stuff. All right. Once again, welcome to the new normal. Today, we're going to be discussing new normal, new opportunities in the world of real estate today. My name is Oluwakemi Arewa. First of all, today I want to welcome the presence of an outstanding and resourceful woman of virtue, someone who is, added value to a lot of lives and bigger value, yes. She is a top leader in the world of events and real estate. She's bagged so many certificates internationally and nationally, and she's making us proud to be associated with a leader like her. Please welcome the managing partner and CEO of Think Mint Nigeria, Melda Busara Alawi. All right, so we're going to move on. And I'm very excited today because I have how should I call him? Should I call him a global leader in the world of real estate? Or should I call him an iconoclast? So many names I can give this man, but let me start by reading his bio. All right, so he is I don't want to call his name. I'm not going to start by calling his name. He's a legal practitioner who holds an LLB honorary degree from the prominent Obafemi Awolowo University. Hey, wait, just hold on. Now, when you hear Obafemi Awolowo University, you need to stand in your tracks and do like a double bosa. Because everybody that goes to that school, very intelligent, I can tell you. You don't go there if you're a nitwit or a dimwit. All right, so he kickstarted his career in 1995, after which he worked in the banking sector, Echo Bank Nigeria PLC, to be precise, as an assistant legal counsel before moving to Texaco Overseas Petroleum. He worked for 4 years at Texaco, and during this same period, he was very interested in the world of real estate. And so he founded Legacy Realities Limited in 1997. His company's first real estate project is or was at Songotedo and is called Heritage Place. He has so far delivered subsequent projects like Ocean Bay Estate Lafiaji, which was the first successful project around Chevron. He was later appointed advisor to the past governor of Ogun State and was also appointed the director of OPIC, which is the Ogun State Property Investment Corporation. Trust me, if you're looking for brains, you have it. Now, I did my own special research on this man, and I had quite a lot of good testimonials from people who he had mentored in the past. He is not just a leader, he is a mentor with class. Hold on, we're going there in a minute because you don't want to miss this. Oh. All right. Now I'm going to read a little more about this wonderful man to you, and then I'm going to allow you to make your opinions in a bit. In May 2019, yes, as I said, he became the managing director of OPIC and retired to the private sector, overseeing the rebranding and restructuring of his company to its ongoing vision to deliver affordable homes across Africa. Today, I'm talking about none other, just one man, the one, the only, Mr. Babajide Odusholu. He is a seasoned real estate developer and the CEO of Octa 5 Holdings Limited, the holding company of a real estate focused group of companies in Nigeria, which includes Octa 5 Estates Limited, formerly known as Legacy Realities Limited. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our guest speaker for today, Jide Odusholu. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Think Mint Nigeria, our live session today. I promised, as I was promised, there's no dull moment here. It's really going to be interesting. So, sir, are you ready for our questions?
I think I am, Kemi. How are you doing today?
All right. If you're there, if you need to call somebody, please do call somebody. We're starting now, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of this. This is insightful. This will blow your mind. Today's session is going to help you become a successful personality in the world of real estate. All right. So we're ready to go. I'm going to start with this simple question, Sam. Do you think that real estate is for everybody in Nigeria? And I say that because, wow, everybody now is going into real estate. Everybody is, selling land. Everybody's, trying to do something in real estate. And I really want to ask, do you think real estate is for everybody?
Well, it's a very simple answer, and the answer is yes. But just to give you a better understanding of why it's yes, what I always tell people is if you can afford to spend 5,000 naira a day, 5,000 a day, meaning if you know that if you look at your expenditure profile and you know that, look, if you take 5,000 naira a day, you buy Coke, you buy lunch, you do everything, that's it, the money is gone. It means in a month, you're essentially spending about 150,000 naira as disposable income. Now, we don't all think of money in that term, but if you can spend 150,000 naira a month, then you can invest in real estate. And why it's important to invest in real estate is because one of the best asset classes to preserve and grow wealth is real estate. Yeah. And it's also the only one that is finite. What do I mean by finite? God is no longer manufacturing land. All the land that's ever going to be is being manufactured. Okay, so even Dubai, all they're doing is reclaiming water. And when you're done reclaiming water, what you then do is you go up in the sky. So real estate is a market that is open to everybody, but it's a market that requires understanding and it requires discipline.
Discipline and understanding. Wow. Now I like the part where you said God is no longer manufacturing land. That was really it. All right. Okay, so let's move forward now. The Nigerian real estate sector has recorded an exponential growth for me since a few years past now, and the rate of fast urbanization is something we can look into. There's also an increase in direct foreign investment. Looking at the versatility in this industry, would you say that with all this happening, that the Nigerian real estate market is profitable and viable?
Okay. Well, I like data. Data never lies. Okay. So let's start from this premise. Nigeria exited recession last year. Yeah, we're all not very happy. We felt it should be doing better. We all have had our net worth reduced, but Nigeria did exit the recession. And if you check the top 5 sectors that drove that exit, real estate was one of them. And a lot of people were surprised that real estate was one of them. I wasn't. And the reason why I'm not surprised is because start from the understanding that Nigeria has a youth population of over 100 million. Wow. We're talking people that are under the age of 21. Now, in any economy, the youth are the engine or one of the barometers for assessing the potential of that economy. So Nigeria's youth population is both an asset and a risk. But what it also means is that the demand for services, the demand for shelter, the demand for accommodation, the demand, and real estate is not just about residential accommodation, by the way. You also have commercial, you have leisure. So the demand for real estate is going to continue to grow. Because I mean, you always like to benchmark yourself against successes. If you look at Dubai, for example, Dubai population blew up because it created a welcoming environment with real estate. Now, despite the challenges in Nigeria today, the fact remains that real estate is extremely profitable. Today, Nigeria is probably one of the best markets for running Airbnb, shortlets. They're more profitable than running hotels. Now, despite the COVID recession and the COVID restrictions, you find that neighborhood centers are also growing. I mean, go think about it. The urbanos of this world are all growing. It's also still real estate. So you find that there's a huge opportunity in the real estate market. And what you also realize is that the middle market, which is where we like to focus, which is a career professional, is extremely underserved. So most people find that we all live in highly dense neighborhoods because we're all packing ourselves into the places that seem to have services. So the more you expand the base of availability, the higher the opportunity that then comes along. So yes, real estate is extremely profitable and it is viable in Nigeria. And yes, the challenge, I know you will ask me, is that there is a lot of opacity. There's a lot of lack of transparency in the industry. Okay, and so people are not very clear, and a lot of everybody knows one person who's been burnt. But the reason why people keep getting burnt is because people are looking for the opportunities. So you have high risk, high return.
Wow. With over 200 million people in Nigeria, the opportunities are increasing daily. People are looking for homes.
Correct.
People are looking for, places to stay, land to buy, how to, start up in life, which is wow. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that. But you mentioned something about risk.
Yes.
So how do we combat that? How do we reduce the level of risk in the real estate sectors today so that people do not get into the wrong hands, and regret that?
Well, so first is knowledge sharing, which is what you're doing here, which is why I'm here talking with you, sharing with you today. So knowledge sharing, information, growth of information, and then use of defined or established platforms for your investing. So one of the things I always tell people is we've been in this business for over 20 years, and we've equally been burnt like every other person. But what 20 years experience has done is giving us an innate ability to know what works and what doesn't work. So if you're going to invest in real estate, first thing to do is identify the right partner. Identify a developer that has a pedigree, that has a track record. Yes, we were small once upon a time too. So people had to take a bet on us many years ago. But even when they took a bet on us, we had viable project sites. We had documentation. So do not buy real estate on a wing and on a prayer. Don't just buy real estate because somebody told you, oh, they're buying land in this particular part of town, and you just go rush in there. You don't do your research. You don't do your documentation search, and then you get burnt. The truth is information is critical. Understanding is important. And then partnering with the right kind of developers or professionals is essential. Something I need to state here very clearly is that the industry is actually quite dynamic. So you've got all sorts of professionals playing in industry. But something that's critical is that a good developer would always have a lawyer, would always have architects, would always have surveyors. And when you're talking to them and you're making research about property, if you're talking to a one-man shop and you cannot see all the professionals working with it, it's a red flag. It's as basic as that. So if you're talking to an organization and they don't have structures, or when you're asking for documentation, they tell you that, oh, it's somewhere, oh, someone else is the one that has it, start walking away. It's a red flag. It's as simple as, let me give you a classic example. People collect survey documents, and there's a funny clause that's always on surveys. This land is free from government acquisition. Most people don't even know what it means. So people are buying property on paper without having access to the information to verify whether that property actually exists. But when you work with a professional, you find that all of those are the very first things, what you call due diligence, would have been done. And due diligence will tell you, is the land real? Does it exist in the right location? Is the zoning for that land allowing the kind of development that the developer is promising you? And then what is the maximum potential use to which you can put the property? I'll give a classic example. A lot of people have invested in the Bejuleki axis. Okay, a large chunk of the land in the Bejuleki is under government acquisition. So one of the things I see and I get worried in the industry is when I see someone says, I'm selling you a property and it says excision under processing. There is no such thing as excision under processing. What the person has indirectly told you is, I am selling you government land. So what you're doing is you're buying nothing. But people don't know this, and people. So for somebody to show you a survey document, I say, "Oh, this is my land." Survey document only shows you the geographical location of the land. It doesn't evidence ownership.
Wow. Wow, so much information right there. So if you want to go into real estate, the first thing you need to know is you need to work with the right people, the right organization, the right partners, people who have integrity, people who have structures so that you don't get your fingers burnt. All right, so let's look at the rate of inflation in Nigeria. Oh my. At 18.5 right now. Yes. Pretty much everybody knows what we're talking about. You go to the market and you open your mouth, you'll be able to close it because everything has doubled, if not tripled. Correct. So how has the rate of inflation, which today is giving Nigerians like me a lot of serious heartache and headache, how has it influenced, you know, the Nigerian real estate scene? How has it impacted the Nigerian real estate, especially for SMEs and salary earners who want to own a home? Can you tell us, and are there any viable solutions for these people who are here?
So the first thing to note is that the rate of inflation is a double whammy. What I mean is a double whammy. So on one hand, your naira is buying less. So what 10,000 naira could buy 2 years ago, you can't buy it today.
True.
So the naira has lost a significant amount of value. That's the first problem. Now, at the same time, people's earning has reduced. So you now have less naira, even though the naira is less valuable in itself. So you are exposed to double pressure. But while that is the case, the truth remains that with a large population, the demand still remains quite high. So, and one of the things I tell people, especially people that are investors, is that one of the areas where you can still preserve wealth today is real estate investing. If you put your money in the bank, it has lost 50% of its value. Put your money in stocks, it is volatile. I mean, yesterday, crypto literally crashed and lost 50% of value. So people keep running around looking for safe havens for their money. One of the areas that you can at least preserve a value to your money is by investing in real estate. Now, one of the things that's also happened is that because most developers have realized that the earning potential, earning capacity of people have reduced, a lot of developers now offer flexible payment plans and opportunities that make it easy for you to buy homes in installments. So that's why, for example, we introduced Stow. Stow is a platform that we introduced, and the whole idea behind Stow was to make it possible for a working professional to invest on a month-by-month basis towards home ownership. Now, there has been exposure to volatility in pricing because of the inflation. So prices have gone up, but then it will still keep going up. So there's never a right time to get into the market. So you just have to get in now and start building a position for yourself, and then, for lack of a better word, rough it out, if I can use that word, and tough it out. But then there are opportunities now that make it possible as you're toughing it out to actually do it on an instrumental payment plan. So, for example, people that bought into the Aaron's big project that we did at Ocean Bay in Lekki, a lot of people bought those units at 22 million naira when we were starting them. Today, it's going for 30 million naira. So those who bought in have preserved value. And a number of those who bought it actually paid instrumentally for it. Nobody paid cash and carry.
Okay. So what we're saying is people shouldn't mind the rate of inflation. Jump into real estate now. If you're going to do it, the best time to plant a tree, right? It's
Yes,
now. So
it's now. So
do it now,
you've
and
got to take the risk. Inflation is not going to go away. And the
hmm.
only way you can still preserve the naira that you have is by investing it. What real estate does for you is it protects the value of your money. So if you bought a house, if you sign on to buy a property today for purpose of argument, 10 million naira, by the time the property is being delivered, it's probably worth 15 million naira. So you protected your 10 million. Whereas if you put that same money in the bank, where you want to come out and buy, what your 10 million naira can buy it today, it cannot buy it tomorrow.
The value has reduced.
The value reduces.
The value is, yeah. Okay, so you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. You got to take action. Don't just sit on your oars. Do something. Take action. And Mr. Chide, I have my questions. It just, so don't worry. We talk about store later. Let's talk about some other things now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say is the key to unlocking Nigeria's potentials and opportunities in the real estate sector? We know that real estate is a market globally that, in America, it's trillions of dollars. In an international scene, real estate is a big deal. Yeah. In Nigeria now, how do we unlock our potentials and opportunities in the real estate sector?
It is interesting that you mentioned America, and real estate is one of the basic parameters for assessing consumer confidence in the economy. And in Nigeria, unfortunately, we have a very high informal sector. 70% of our economy is driven by the formal sector. Every Nigerian has a side also. Every Nigerian. So it's difficult to basically monitor and say this is exactly the size of the economy, but we try. And as of today, Nigeria's rebased economy is a $433 billion economy. Okay. Wow. And out of that 433 billion, I think it's much higher than that, by the way. But out of that $433 billion economy size, real estate as of today constitutes 6%. Again, I think it's much higher than that because there's a lot of construction, a lot of development that goes on with self-help. So everybody, typically the way Nigerians play in real estate, you have a small amount of money somewhere, you go and buy land. Then you save up again, you fence. Then you save up again, you start foundation. You save up again, you put up the walls. It's a self-defeating way to do development, but that was a self-help method that people were relying on. So what is the key to unlocking Nigeria's potential and opportunities in real estate? Technology is a big part of it. You find that a lot of the major players now, we're all beginning to deploy technology. I know you mentioned that you're going to ask me questions about store later. It's an example. There are other platforms too that do flexi homes. There are platforms that do co-investing. There are platforms that allow you to actually rent out rooms in your own house and turn your house into a short stay apartment. So technology is a big part of the way we are unlocking the economy. The second way we're also unlocking the economy, again, still tied to technology, is crowdfunding. A lot of people are now beginning to invest and rely on crowdfunding to be able to aggregate resources and build up the capital that is needed to make the industry viable. The way I always tell people is the same way technology transforms telecoms. It's the same way it's transforming real estate in Nigeria. So increasingly, you will find more and more investment going on to property technology. And property technology will then be able to drive the growth of the sector because, again, it goes back to what I said earlier on. Information is key. Knowledge is power. Once you have information and you remove all shadow of that, there's confidence. The more confidence there is in the industry, there's no reason why you, Kevin, for example, are not a landlord of at least 3 or 4 properties. And you do not have to pay cash and carry for them. It's only in Nigeria that somebody says, I want to buy a house and is looking for 20 million naira cash. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Nobody makes capital investment cash and carry. So as we begin to streamline and restructure the architecture of the Nigerian economy, and a lot more reliance begins to go onto long-term financial planning, you'll find that the real estate sector itself will also grow.
Wow. So that's so profound. Thank you so much, sir. In unlocking the potentials and opportunity of Nigeria's economy, you have really told us a lot. So welcome once again. Going to take a little break to say welcome once again to you. If you're out there, if you're joining us, this is the new normal, new opportunities in real estate. Think Mint live session. We're going to be addressing quite a lot of issues in the Nigerian real estate scene. And if you want to be a successful real estate person, you want to own a land, you want to have a house, this is the best platform to know how. Mr. Jide Odusolu is here today. His thinking is profound, his thoughts are unique, and trust me, you're going to be learning quite a lot from him. So, on to our next question. True wealth, you say, is a product of the ability to think. I know you're smiling because when it comes to my interviewees, I really dig. I want to know how you think, and I'm happy because I found this on your IG page and I was pretty impressed. You said true wealth is a product of the ability to think. In your words, the true journey to wealth begins when people can pay for your brainchild or brain product. Now, I want to ask you, does this thought pattern have a connection with the opportunities in the Nigerian real estate market? Does it have a connection with the solutions that we need?
Absolutely. And the reason I can say absolutely is the very first project that we did in 2000 was pure concept. It was conceptualized. It was me sitting down with some of my colleagues, thinking of the needs we had and asking ourselves, how can we unlock the real estate market? We were professionals working in oil and gas. We had regular salaries, but we did not have the bulk money needed to buy property. And I said to them, I said, look, you know what, we can aggregate our resources and make this work. And it sounded alien. Now it's so common that everybody takes it for granted. But when we started, nobody was doing flexi plans for real estate. You either had your money or you didn't have your money. So we were one of the people that started the whole concept of allowing people to pay instrumentally for property. When we did our very first project, people were to pay, I think back then in 2000, they were supposed to pay 2.5 million for a plot of land, and we gave people 3 years to pay the money. And people were wondering then, how can you buy land and pay over 3 years? I was like, well, you know what? We want to profile you and you're a credible person. We would allow you. Now, the same way, they looked at us and went, why should I trust you with my money? And when you shared the idea and the concept and it resonated with them, they trusted us. Now, the key thing I always tell people is money is very, very sophisticated. Money is like a beautiful woman. It is very choosy. Okay? And it only goes where it is desired and appreciated. The fact that you need money does not mean money is going to come to you. Money will only come to you when you have something substantial to offer it in return. So when people say they want to create wealth, I ask them, what is the substance you have to offer? What is the unique idea? What is the unique proposition you're bringing to the table? Now, when you talk about real estate today, I said to you that over 100 million Nigerians are under the age of 21. They have unique demands and unique needs. So, for example, if I wanted to do a development today, the kind of houses that we built in Ocean Bay are not the same kind of houses we're building anymore. Why? Because the people that bought those houses yesterday, they wanted large grounds, they wanted large rooms, they wanted mansions. The people that are buying houses today want apartments. So people want to co-share. When I was starting out real estate, nobody was co-sharing. Everybody wanted his own space, me, myself, and my family. Now people are sharing spaces. People are doing co-living. People are sharing vehicles. So today, when we were building then, we had to make provision for 5 car parks, 6 car parks. Today, people are even using Uber, Bolt. So people don't need that much space. So you've got to actually think out of the box. And when you think out of the box, identify the area and the subsect you want to play in, and then create the unique advantage and unique strengths that differentiate you. Once you do that, there is a market for everybody. And the way I always explain to people is that, I'm sure you've heard of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is that in Nigeria, we're still dealing with the basic needs. Exactly.
Survival comes first.
So everybody wants, what do people want? They want security. they want shelter, they want food. Those are the first three basic needs. So if you say you're going to do real estate and you provide them secure accommodation, you have a market.
Of course.
And once you can unlock that market, money will find you. Money will locate you where you are, but you've got to have that unique perspective that people can tie into, and that's what we do. That's what we try to do with every project we do. We try to go to peri-urban areas and create unique projects that will draw people in, and people always come.
Wow. I love the fact that the place where you said you really started with nothing, gave people the opportunity to pay installmentally over 3 years. And of course, with time comes progress. Now you've moved on from what you used to do now to looking at people's needs, what they really want, people who want condos, people who want apartments. Wow, I like that. So now for our next question, in the world of real estate, we all know the term JJC. We have a lot of learners. We have a lot of people who don't know nada about, now I want to get my land. What's the first thing I need to do? Oh, now I really think I need a house of my own. I have 4 kids. I'm a salary earner. I've saved enough, or maybe I'm an SME guy. I'm an entrepreneur, but I really need a husband. With all this sorry stories I'm hearing on the internet, how do I start? If you are that person, this is your answer. Mr. Jide, you're on.
So, first thing I would tell people is don't think money first.
Okay.
Why do I say don't think money first? So, if you take a census of, we're in Lagos, so let's use Lagos. If you take a census of the average professional in Lagos, you will know one person who knows somebody who has lost money on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, or who has lost money on the Lekki-Ekpe corridor. How did they lose money? Somebody came and said, oh, I'm doing this estate. Buy into this project now. This is the future of Lagos. This is the future location. It's only 300,000 naira. And then you are, 300,000 is all the cash you have. So you think to yourself, let me lock in now. And you pay the 300,000. Now, nobody tells you that 300,000 naira only buys you the land. It doesn't give you infrastructure. It doesn't give you title. It doesn't give you access. But you bought based on price, not on value. And because you bought based on price, not value, you bought a lemon. So the first thing I tell people is do not buy property just because the price sounds good. It goes back to where I started from. Ask questions. That's number one. Number two, understand yourself and understand your investment appetite. You don't have to buy the first property because you want to live there. But let me say something that may sound controversial. I'm a developer, but buying property just because you want to live there is a stupid thing to do. Should I say that again?
Yes, please do. That was profound.
Buying property just because you want to live in it is a stupid thing to do. Buy property that has commercial value. So even if you want to live in the house, build your house or buy your house in a location where you can take your title document and go to a bank and get a loan against the house.
Wonderful.
See, you've got to come up with ways of unlocking capital. Nigerian banks will not borrow you money to build a house, but they will borrow you money against a house that has good title. So if I'm going to buy a property today, I buy a property that has commercial value that I can actually borrow against. Now, when I borrow against it, what I do is I then take that capital and then go and reinvest in commercial property that will keep earning me returns. So there are many ways to enter the real estate game. But the first thing, like I said, is knowledge. Second thing is understand your own cash flow, right? And then don't buy just based on price. If there's anything else you need to remember, it's that. Never buy based on price. If it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Wow. So ask questions. Don't just buy properties because you want to live in it. Buy value and properties. Properties that can make you money.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Hello, are you there? You really need to be here. If if you're there, you need to, as I said, call somebody because this is a session that is pretty insightful. Now, you've taught us about things starters need to do. People who are starting in the world of real estate, they want to get a land. But I also want you to kind of expatiate on the do's and don'ts of real estate. We still have probably a lot of people missing it. Now, that might be in two sides for people who say, oh, I'm wealthy enough to start a real estate business. And for people who say, oh, okay, I think I have enough capital or I'm ready to own a house of my own. What is your own perspective? What would be your own advice for both investors and people who are willing to do the private use thingy? Let me put it that way.
Okay. First thing I say to them, use professionals. Now,
Okay.
professionals might sound expensive, but they're going to save you a lifetime of pain. So first, let's start with the ones that want to invest in real estate, meaning you're starting from buying the property itself. Get yourself a good surveyor. Get yourself a good lawyer. Okay? Do your due diligence, meaning check the backstory of the property you want to buy. So if they tell you, if they take you to a village somewhere and say, oh, land in this place is 100,000 naira, first take a copy of the survey and go to the land registry, whether it is Lagos, Abuja, or wherever. Listen, let me tell you, even as a seasoned developer, in Abuja, for example, there are areas that if you call me today and say there's property, I will not talk to you because the high risk of fraud beats the value that I want to gain. In Abuja, there are parts of Abuja that if you mention to me today, I walk away. The same way that there are parts of Lagos that if you mention to me, I walk away. Because it is a known thing in the industry that those areas have so many challenges with titling, with ownership. So when you're buying in those areas, what people tend to do is, oh, I will buy it, I will sort myself out later. There is no later. Once you've bought nothing, you have nothing. Because under the law, he who owns the land owns whatever is on it.
True.
That's one. Second, when you do successfully buy the property, you've done your due diligence, you've paid for the property, take possession. Now, what does take possession mean? Never buy property, whether it is land or house, and walk away. Because possession is 9/10 of the law. So whoever is in possession is one that owns property. So if you're buying land, buy it, secure it. If you're buying a house, even if it is to put a guard in your gatehouse, put a guard there. Don't buy property and lock it up. You might just lose it. Of course, a larger pool of people tend to buy and try and do self-help to build on their own. Use professionals when building. Get proper drawings done. And get an engineer to supervise your construction. So that, you see, all of these are designed to ensure that the properties that you end up with are not only livable, but they are viable as an asset. Remember, we're talking about real estate as an asset, not just as something that you stay in. It's as an asset. Look, it doesn't matter what you do for a living. You could be a shop owner or a public official or a farmer. It doesn't matter what you do. Bottom line is you want to create an asset that you can unlock in future. So once you've done these basic things, you've created an asset that has value. So if you say, for instance, you go to your bank or a microfinance bank and you want to refinance to start your own business, you can give them that property and they will take it. It has inherent value because you did the right things. So that's the first thing I always tell people is do the right thing. Second thing is do the proper documentation. And the third thing is use professionals.
Yeah. So use professionals, get yourself a good lawyer, check the backstory. And if you finally buy the land, take possession, do your gatehouse, get a guard. Oh my, we're learning right here. Thank you so much, Mr. G. Awarded the Home Solutions Provider of the Year award by Business Day. That must have been grand, right? Because I saw all the smiles. And well, anyone looking at your past records will take note of your energy, you love change, you love versatility. And as a key player in the industry, what are the lessons that you would say that you have learned? What are the things that have that has stood you out from the many achievements that you've had over the years?
Well, I think the first thing is it's just divine grace. I know people say that a lot, but it is divine grace. I can tell you as a developer, I've flirted with disaster quite a number of times. Whether in Nigeria or anywhere else, development is high risk. You can make so much money, you can lose so much money, but it's been divine grace. That's the first thing I always tell people. And the second thing is also been I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I said to him, I said, you can't be a businessman successfully in Nigeria and not be tenacious. You just have to have tenacity because Nigeria has so much volatility that if you're not tenacious, if you're not the kind of person that's rugged, you can't withstand the storms. So I think that has been very helpful. And then of course, the last thing I would say is we are not, and this is going to sound paradoxical, we're risk takers, but we're not over ambitious. So we try to ensure that even though we're taking risk, we take risks that we can control. And that's what has helped us to be able to weather the storms and weather the vagaries of the Nigerian economy.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let's talk about Stowe. Let's talk about your achievements in Octo 5. And we have quite a lot of viewers, and I'm sure even some of the people that are watching that are not watching now will still go back to the Think YouTube, site or platform to get this information again and again. So now we want to know about your achievements in Octo 5 and what would you say that our viewers can take advantage of now in your company in terms of getting themselves investment opportunities?
The most exciting thing for me about what we're doing now is Stowe. And why we love Stowe so much is because Stowe is a demand aggregator. And Stowe is essentially a digital marketplace for off-plan homes. So Stowe is kind of
like... Would you
say
that again, please? Stowe, sorry, sir, would you say that again? Stowe is what?
Stowe is a digital marketplace for off-plan homes. Did you hear me?
Okay.
So it's a digital marketplace for off-plan homes.
Yes, I think I got that now.
So what it does is it creates a platform for people like you, like anybody with predictable income to actually become a property investor. And what it tries to do is to reduce the risks. We start to reduce the risk by making sure that there is a developer who has created a platform where information is provided, the pedigree of the development is sorted out, professionals are the ones behind it, and best of all, you can actually grow your investment instrumentally. The beauty of Stowe is that you can buy a property, like I said to you about Aaron's Big. When we started Aaron's Big before COVID, we introduced it at 23 million naira. People that signed on were paying instrumentally using the platforms we created. Today, the same property is worth 30 million. So without even collecting keys, they've made money. And that's only possible because Stowe creates a platform that makes sure that, let's say, for example, you sign on to our newly launched Ekpe project. Now, the Ekpe project is targeted because we're targeting all the development that's going on in Ibejuleke. Now, you buy a property in Ekpe that's worth 4.5 million naira or 6 million naira. You're not buying it to go and live there. You're buying it as an investment. In 3 years' time, you start earning interest on that property. And that's what Stowe is all about. That's the anchor of everything we're doing. In fact, the way we talk about it is that with as low as 50,000 naira monthly, you can own a property in Oworosoke or Ekpe. Did you hear me? Hello? signal has gone funny. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
What? I need to be.
Hello?
All right. Okay.
Are you there?
All right, so sorry about that. We are back. We're talking about Stowe and how Stowe can help you as an investment platform to make that success that you really wanted in the world of real estate. And our guest speaker for today, Mr. GJ Odusolu, was just talking about the Stowe platform and how it's becoming the new normal for quite a lot of people who are taking advantage of that. So welcome once again if you're just joining us. This is the Think Mint live stream. Today we're discussing new normal, new opportunities, and we've almost come to the end of today. But if you've missed anything, you can go back to the Think Mint YouTube platform and replay this all over again. So Mr. GJ, you were still talking to us, you were educating us about the sensitization of the Stowe campaign, which has been going on for a while. Quite a lot of people have been buying into it. Could you just educate us a little bit more before we go? The Stowe freedom campaign and how it's helping others.
Thanks, Kemi. So what I was saying is that with Stowe, with as little as 50,000 naira, you can actually lock into opportunities in two of our new emerging communities. Oworosoke, which is near the Third Mainland Bridge, Ekpe, which is on the Ibejuleki axis. And interestingly, we're going to be introducing the same scheme in Abuja, in an area called Mamusa West. And the whole idea of Stowe and these platforms is to create opportunity for career professionals, especially to own investment property. So Stowe assumes that you have regular income, okay? And you get money on a monthly basis. So what Stowe does is it makes a digital marketplace available to you so you can buy into properties and pay for them instrumentally over anything from 12 months to 5 years. It's not a mortgage. It's an instrumental payment plan that is structured. And as you're buying that property, you're actually watching the property being developed. So it's not as if you're just paying money and hoping that at the end of it, they'll give you keys. No, as you're growing your investment, you're seeing the houses being built. And then once you get to 70%, you get your keys. So it's basically putting you in the driver's seat of investment as far as real estate is concerned. That's what Stowe is all about. And that was something we're very excited about. We launched it with this project, like I said, but our goal is that within the next year, we're going to have other developers also onboarded onto Stowe. And the beauty of Stowe is that all the things we've spoken about here that people worry about when they're buying into real estate, information, use of professionals, getting good title, all of that are taken care of. So you can just focus on earning. And don't forget what I said to you. If you can spend between 3,000 to 5,000 naira daily, if you can spend that much, 3,000, 5,000, then you can buy property. And the reason why you can buy property is that rather than take that 3,000 naira or 5,000 naira and buy lunch or go and buy Bond Street Air for women or for guys going to buy the newest phone, you can take that same money, put it in the Stowe platform, and within a period of time, you become a homeowner. You become a landlord. And when you become a landlord, then you can now go and splurge and buy whatever you want to buy with the earnings you make.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The Stowe platform is your window.
Oh, sorry, Kemi, and I forgot to mention, it's available on the Apple Play Store and
Apple
the Google Play Store.
Google Play Store.
So you can download it from the App Stores, and you can also go online and actually play around with it. It's available on www.stowe.ng. So it's both a web portal. It's like having an internet banking platform. It's both a web portal where you can go online, www.stowe.ng, or you can download the app, and it puts you in control. So you can see what is going on. You can decide, okay, you know what? I'm buying into Ekpe, I'm buying into Abuja, I'm buying into Oworosoke, I want to buy into Ikeja property, and you're buying and you're paying on a bit by bit basis. As your investment is growing, your assets are growing, and you can sell. That's the best part about it.
Wow.
So imagine that you're buying a property worth 10 million naira, you've invested up to 5 million naira. Property is now on the secondary market for 15 million. And you said, okay, you know what? I really don't want to buy this property anymore. I want to sell it. You can actually sell it, make a profit.
Wow. Wow. The most interesting part for me is the app part. The fact that I can just stay at home, you know, and do all that with my app. I don't need to go nowhere. That's making life easy. That's, you know, the part where we use technology, you know, to open and unlock new opportunities and potentials in real estate. And that's what you're doing right there. Thank you so much. So download Stow, Apple Play Store, Google Play Store, www.stow.ng, right? So go and, you know, download the app and get started to building your own future dreams. Do it right now. All right. So can you give us like an email address for our viewers to reach you if they still want more information on Stow? You know, an email address where they could, or a WhatsApp number that's official or something.
If you want to reach us at any time, you can always reach us by calling 0700
0700, yeah.
006 2865.
0700062865. That's if you want to take advantage of what Octa5 is offering right now, that's the number to call. And yes, we've come to the end of the live session today. New normal, new opportunities, taking advantage of the new normal, new opportunities in Nigerian real estate sector. It's been a pleasure to have Mr. Jide Odisholu. Oh my God, I learned so much. And I know that quite a lot of people who are watching and who will watch, you know, will learn quite a lot. Thank you for your hard work. One of the things I noticed that was said about you was that you love hard work. You push people so hard to be the best that they can be. Thank you so much for your integrity also. And thank you for being a worthy Nigerian that we're proud of. We love we love hardworking guys who are there. Thank you so much, Mr. Jide. And thank you to ThinkMint. So if you're watching us, please join the conversation. ThinkMint Nigeria, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can, you know, get us and find out how much more opportunities that you can get from the real estate world. Also, you can reach out to me on IG at Oluwakemi_Arewa, and we can continue the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us next time as we continue to create new normal, new opportunities in the world of real estate. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.